And there's one thing that we all know, don't we, without a shadow of a doubt, and that is that Meghan Markle likes her own way, she likes the microphone, and she likes to tell you her thoughts. And if you have any others, as Prince Harry's found out, she's not interested. Just move on, give you the death stare, you get the picture. What gets really interesting is where Meghan develops certain friendships, particularly, of course, those that she may think are advantageous. And we've seen this time and time again throughout her life, mainly, attaching herself to someone who can introduce her to the relevant people, whether it be over here the socialite Millie McIntosh, or indeed trying to get near somebody like Matt Cardell, an X Factor winner, to make sure she got the headlines, the sort of thing. But one of the most prestigious finds that she managed to get near was none other than, of course, the international tennis player Serena Williams. Now, earlier this year, we saw the fact that there was Serena hosting the Pat Tillman Awards over in America to great success. But she kind of got a jibe in, if you remember, basically saying, "Don't take the shine off me, this is my night," remember that. And then, of course, Meghan and Harry basically, left. So much support for the sisterhood, you get the picture. And they left because they didn't want the focus to be on them. And, no, they really couldn't be bothered to sit through the awards, let's be blunt. And so they, zipped off. But the bigger picture behind the scene is actually far more interesting, because Serena, you see, is, shall we say, Meghan's eyes, as ever, allegedly, something of a affair with a friend. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much as ever for your time today. Nice to have your company. And thank you, by the way, as ever, for your support with all the recent videos. I'm glad you enjoyed the video about the royal physician. Fascinating stuff. Yes, I know many of you had heard snippets of that story, but it is interesting, isn't it? The way, I guess, even today, it doesn't matter who you are, when sadly at the end you're at the mercy of somebody else, aren't you? You never truly know. It's very medieval, that stuff, isn't it? As ever, if you haven't checked it out, do have a look. All there, all free, all the time, just for you. Let's get back to your royal story. Yes, Serena Williams, met her, nice lady, in fact, a little bit diva-ish, but then when you are, of course, the international tennis icon, I don't mind that, she's earned her stripes, as it were. But what's interesting now, though, is, according to a source, Meghan and Harry are sort of, shall we say, slowly distancing themselves. And this is because of her burgeoning friendship with none other than the 47th President of the United States of America. A friendship that goes back quite some time, in fact, because according to Serena herself, she's had good relationships with many different presidents and doesn't hold any prejudice, likes to see both sides and wants to see what they can do to help individual communities, sports, that sort of stuff. Basically, a good person who's willing to work with anybody for the good of the good, you know what I mean? And I quite like that. And what was good was, a few years back, they even participated, Trump and Serena, in a tennis match. And he wasn't too bad, actually. She was very impressed, let me tell you. But now things are taking a turn for the worse, particularly, of course, with Prince Harry's visa, and the fact that Meghan Markle openly dislikes President Trump, even failing to go and pay her respects to him when he came over to the United Kingdom, at the bequest, of course, of our late Queen Elizabeth II. Meghan suddenly felt ill, couldn't attend, so Prince Harry had to go alone. But where it gets interesting now, you see, is this, that apparently Meghan feels that, given the massive backlash that's happened in America, and particularly the fact that one of the Trump family has said that Prince Harry may get deported, where's the support? Where's the sisterhood? It's always one way, have you noticed, with Meghan? Yes, that way. Now, what's interesting here is that Serena's her own mum and doesn't need, a former cable TV actress, but is nice, polite and kind, doesn't necessarily want to fall out with people. This situation at the moment is getting, shall we say, at the bubbling point where, somebody's got a crack to either give the other person what they want, or there's going to be a massive fracture. We can see how this is playing out, can't we? Seen it many times before with the likes of Jessica Mulroney, you get the picture. But for Meghan, you see, you're either in her camp or you're not. It doesn't matter that you're an international tennis star who scored, worldwide acclaim and is still forging ahead now with very successful businesses. Businesses that Meghan Markle could do very well with aligning herself to in order to keep up her profile. On the outside, it's all with the best of friends. Behind the scenes, according to a former staffer, and there are many, things are taking a turn for the dark, as they say. Neil Shawn in the very heart of London.